Hello students, this is video 3.2. It's the second video in Unit 3 over orders of magnitude. So briefly, let's review some properties of exponents that you're going to need to use in this video. Simplify those exponentials. So pause the video and go ahead and press play when you're ready to check it. Okay, no matter if you have a variable for your base or a number for your base, anytime you're dividing exponentially, you keep your base, so your base is going to stay, but then you're going to subtract those exponents. So 7 minus 3 is equal to 4. Therefore, if we keep our base x, our answer is going to be x to the fourth. The same thing is going to happen here. Do not change the base. So the base is the same, so you need to keep it. Keep the 3 and now just subtract your exponents, 11 minus 6. So that would be 3 to the 5th power. In this video, we have this learning target. At the end of this video, you should be able to apply logarithms to determine the magnitude. Recall from the previous video that a standard log has a base of 10. Sometimes we also use the name common log, has a base of 10, and today we will use other exponentials with a base of 10. All right, so you need to write this definition down in your notes. This is the definition of order of magnitude, and a lot of the times we'll abbreviate that as just OOM, so you'll see that a lot. OOM just stands for orders of magnitude. So for a positive number x, the order of magnitude of x, OOM of x, is the integer n for which 10 to the nth power is closest to x. This integer n can be found by rounding the common log of x to the nearest integer. So to do this, you're going to take the common log of that x value, and then you'll just round it to the nearest integer. So let's look at a couple of examples. It says in each case, find the common log of x and the OOM of x, which is the same thing. So the common log, so you would do the common log of 2,000. And you would type that in on your calculator, so let's do that. Again, to do that on your calculator, you want to find the log button, which is right here beside the 7. So hit the common log of 2,000, and that equals this. Now we're going to go ahead and round that to the nearest integer, so that would be the nearest whole number, which is 3. So next, they want us to use x is equal to 4,000. So we're going to find the common log of 4,000. Go ahead and do that on your calculator. So the common log of 4,000 is equal to 3.602. But again, to find the the OOM is just going to be rounded to the nearest whole number, so that would be a 4. Next, go ahead and find the common log of 0.002. So I'm going to go ahead and do that on the calculator. So common log 0.002 would be a negative, and that makes sense because that's a small number, but go ahead and round that to the nearest whole number. So your your OOM would be equal to -3. Last but not least, go ahead and find the log of 0.006. So that would be -2.22, which would make the OOM -2. All right, so how do we use the orders of magnitude? The orders of magnitude are often used to make mental estimates of how two quantities compare. So for example, the population of Solid High School is on the order of 10 to the third power, and the population of the city of Plano is on the order of 10 to the fifth power. So therefore, the city's population is approximately, you would divide 10 to the fifth divided by 10 to the third, which equals 10 to the second, which is equal to 100, and so it's 100 times as large as that of the high school. We also say that the population of Plano is 2 orders of magnitude greater than the population of Solid High School. So remember that the orders of magnitude is the exponent. So this is how many orders it's greater, but if it's asking for actual number, then you would say it's 100 times as large. So from the previous example, we got these orders of magnitude. We got a 3 for A, 4 for B, -3 for C, and -2 for D. So now if I ask you the question from how many times greater is A than C, then what you would do is you would take that 10 to the 3 power and divide it by 10 to the -3 power. And again, we would have to subtract those, so that would be 10 to the 3 minus a -3, which turns into a plus, and so it's 10 to the 6th greater, which would be one more. So it would be 1,000,000 times greater. Now, if I asked you how many orders of magnitude is it greater, orders of magnitude would just be that exponent 6. So it'd be 6 orders greater. Watch this video about magnitudes in earthquakes.
When an earthquake hits, we're all pretty used to hearing about its magnitude. A 5.8 for the Virginia 2011 quake, a 7.0 for Haiti's devastating quake in 2010. But what exactly do those numbers mean? They represent the energy an earthquake releases, basically how powerful it is, and the numbers build exponentially. And that can be a hard thing to picture. That's why this animation is so handy. It shows just how big the difference is from one magnitude to the next. Each magnitude is basically 33 times more powerful than the last. That means a magnitude 7 earthquake is 33 times more powerful than a 6. So take a look at that 5.8 Virginia quake. It looked pretty small compared to those 6.9 quakes. But compared to that 7.7 Sumatra quake, it looks tiny. And it's all because of this exponential scale. It builds fast, by a factor of about 33 with every jump. So the difference between two magnitudes, between a magnitude 6 quake and a magnitude 8, is 33 times 33, or 1,089. Do the math, and a magnitude 9 earthquake, like Japan's catastrophic Tohoku quake in March 2011, is 35,937 times more powerful than a magnitude 6. Even though we've gotten really good at measuring earthquakes, it's still impossible to predict them. Scientists can't say when the next colossal earthquake will happen, but they do know that one will, and that it's important to be prepared when it does. For Our Amazing Planet, I'm Andrea Mustaine.
When we measure earthquakes, the magnitude of an earthquake indicates the amount of seismic energy released or the size of the fault of the break in the Earth's surface where the sudden movement occurred. 2 logarithmic scales that measure the size of an earthquake are the Richter scale, which is probably the one that you're most familiar with. It was developed in 1935 by Charles Richter, and the moment magnitude scale, which was developed by Thomas Hanks and Hiro Kanamori in 1979. To determine how much stronger the 1989 San Francisco earthquake with a Richter scale of 7.2 was than an earthquake near Los Angeles in 1991 with a Richter scale of 6.3, let S and L denote the size of the earthquake in San Francisco and Los Angeles respectively. So then the log of S is equal to 7.2 and the log of L is equal to 6.3. So therefore we're going to take the larger one, S, and we're going to put it as an exponent with a power of 10. So 10 to the 7.2. We're going to divide that by 10 to the 6.3. That gives us 10 to the 0.9 power, which is approximately 8. So the San Francisco earthquake was about 8 times the size of the Los Angeles earthquake. So now that you have some notes written down for order of magnitude, when you come to class, we're going to be working on this assignment right here. So you could go ahead and get started on it if you would like. You are going to be submitting it in Moodle so that we can double check that you're getting the answers correct. And so just make sure that you have your notes written down, and we will see you in class.